I mean, I'm here for it. I kind of have faith in this whole regime. It's crazy coming off a 3-13 season, 3-13-1.
It's really strange because I've obviously, seen this team do things like go 11-5 and make the playoffs, and obviously they lost to the Cowboys and whatnot. But the feeling of optimism just didn't feel as high.
Agreed.
After that season as it does right now. And I think it's just because the culture, man, is so important. And you really, really feel that these guys just will do anything for this team and for the city and for their coaches. And when you get to a point like that, it's super important. And I think free agents see that too. And the Lions are like the fun team to play for. Like, look at how these guys are having fun. And Coach Campbell is hilarious, and he's a great guy, and all the team, players look up to him as a leader. Heck yeah, I want to go play there. Like that's that's where you want to do. These guys can also pay me a lot of money, so So I think that the Lions could be. I'm not saying the top destination or anything but they could be a destination that players might want to go check out.
And that's why I'm so thankful that Sheila finally it seems, at least the optics are, that she kind of straightened things out with Calvin. Because it's the right thing to do. One, because what is that, $1 million or $3 million or something like that? Right. Two, I mean, that's obviously they wiped their ass with that as a Ford and Firestone.
that was nothing, right? I don't know. Yeah, that was a weird thing.
And then two, the optics of it was just horrendous. You had the Calvin situation, the Barry situation before that, and they're gonna continue to make money off his name long even after he leaves this earth, because he's playing his highlight reels and selling bobbleheads and jerseys. I'm saying just fucking do it. And I don't know, man. I'm Sheila gets a clean slate for me.
Yeah, I put out a column a few weeks ago, or maybe it was a month ago. I think it's time to give Sheila some flowers, and I have no problem saying that, because this woman has come in and she did exactly what we wanted her to do. She got rid of Patricia. She got rid of Quinn. She wiped the floor, started everything all over again, brought in Dan Campbell, brought in this staff, Brad Holmes. And not just that, but she put an office in between those guys' office in Allen Park. She's involved in everything. She's sitting in meetings. She was in the draft war room. This is an owner that clearly wants to be successful. Whether that works out in the end or not, I can't tell you right now. But I can tell you that she's at least trying harder than I've seen either of the other Ford members try. So and that's a big thing. And also, she's bringing a ton of diversity to this team. The Lions have one of the most diverse front offices and coaching staffs in the league, in a time where obviously that's a big problem with a lot of other teams, and she's also bringing a lot of female leadership into the team as well, which is awesome, and she brought Calvin back. When the fans booed her at Calvin's ceremony, it was very upsetting, because this is the first person that's ever worked hard for you.
Yeah.
So
hopefully it shows, man, as time goes on. But I agree, because the fact that Calvin was even there, if it was that bad, he wouldn't have been there. I'm sure he got cut a check to show up.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, they definitely. I'm sure he got some money, but not just. It wasn't just that. He didn't just pick up his check and leave. He's still coming back and doing things. A month ago, he was at Ford Field doing something with the team,
posted on his socials.
Yeah, Calvin's back.
He probably got paid for that too. You know what I'm saying? But that, because remember, I know they reached out to him. They wanted to work it out to where hey, and I think they have to, actually, because it has to count a salary cap or some shit like that. So they have to work out a contract to where this money is being allocated and stuff like that. But it's she's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Stop
getting stuff like that done. It's what the fans wanted. So I think that maybe going forward, especially if the Lions start having some success next year, I'm hoping at least that fans will come around on her.
Yeah.
Because I know the idea has always been to blame the Fords, and I get
Which
it.
You could before, but she's different.
Right, she's different, and I get why you would want to blame the Ford family. I understand that. But at the same time, this has just been a poorly run organization for all these years. There's no curses. It's not just one person's fault.
Yeah.
It's a group of people working together to screw it up.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And again, it's different leadership. All you can say about the hiring, stuff like that, you can point to the Fords because they were responsible for it. But like you said, I didn't know that she moved the office into Allen Park. And she's in between everyone too. When I was podcasting in the basement, one of the guys I'm most excited to talk to was Darius Slay. and they were, kind of not fresh off a Super Bowl, but they've won a Super Bowl recently with the Philadelphia Eagles. Right. I was like, because everyone here blames ownership. Like, what's the difference there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the feel that, like, that's not the case there? And they're like, they could turn things around quickly. He's like, ownership cares. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know that their owner, so I'm sorry for the lack of names here, but he's like, this guy is at practice, and he understands football. Like, he can talk football, understands positions a little bit, where, like, at the time when he was here, like, Martha couldn't, she was just older. You know what I'm saying? She was an older lady. She was.
Well, that's another good point. It's like, damn, dude, come on, man.
Fancy ones though, probably Louis V diapers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
shit. Better diapers than I'll ever be able to afford. but you bring up another good point. Is like that's a big thing, is having people around that understand football. And the Lions have never really had that. Rod Wood himself has said he's not a football guy. So yeah. So when Sheila brings in people like Chris Spielman, and she has Barry Sanders working on things, and she's brings in John Dorsey and all these guys that
Brad Holmes played tight end.
Yeah, a ton of guys that understand football, like that. That was a huge move. That's what really piqued my, like, wait a minute, is she's really starting to change things around here, because now there are people in the building that understand, in the building making decision that understand football. So that's a big deal.
And not just that too, like, they can articulate it, like from to the players even. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I'm a big guy, I'm a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? But Matt Patricia, yelling at a guy to run faster, do something a certain way, probably delivered a little bit different from Dan the Man Campbell. You know what I'm saying?
Well, dude, that does matter though, like, because you could, these players, they look at Dan, and remember, the first day of training camp, Dan's out there doing up downs and stuff, doing burpees and whatnot. But they can look at him and they can say, well, this guy, he knows exactly what I've gone through.
Yes.
And my whole coaching staff is like full of former players. They all know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Like, so that just, man, it goes a long way.
Dude, 100%. I mean, we see it. Like I said, optimism for us is there. You hear the players talk about it. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but the draft, because we talked about free agency.
Give me some ganja. 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 Give me some